Time now for your forecast first. WRBL News 3 First Alert Weather.
Well, you see a couple fair weather clouds here over at Jordan here Stadium, but let's just talk about what's going on outside. We're looking at these temperatures that are, of course, not exceptionally hot. In fact, we're 84 now. We had a little bit more cloud cover, but what about this rain? It's beginning to lift up. So East Central Alabama, we're tracking some showers right now outside of Eufaula. A few thunderstorms headed towards Tuskegee, and just a smattering of a shower or two up near Auburn, and maybe just a few showers just outside of Columbus in the next couple of hours. But everything seems to be shifting west, so that's some good news for us if we're going to see a little drier air coming up. Now, a quick glimpse at your 4th of July week forecast. We'll start on the 4th through Friday. Got some 90s up there. We're going to be seeing a few showers and storms we'll talk about coming up. The news starts now.
On your side, this is News 3 First Edition.
Day 2 of the hands-free driving law in Georgia is well underway. I'm News 3's Ashley Garrett with mixed reaction from drivers in a live report coming up.
Masked men break into a sporting goods store and steal several weapons, all of it caught on camera. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for trusting News 3. I'm Teresa Whitaker. Our top story takes us to Chambers County, where News 3 has exclusive video of 2 masked men breaking into a popular sporting goods store and stealing numerous handguns and crossbows. News 3's Elizabeth White joins us live from your East Alabama newsroom with the exclusive video of the crime caught on camera. Elizabeth.
Teresa, good afternoon to you. In a News 3 East Alabama exclusive, the owner of Chambly's, George Chambly, is sharing with us this surveillance video exclusively with News 3 in hopes that one of our viewers will recognize one of these 2 suspects and hopefully be able to bring them into police custody and recover numerous weapons stolen last night, Sunday night, from his sporting goods store on Sunday. Now, according to the owner, the break-in triggered the store's alarm, but the thieves were in and out by the time police arrived. It took about 2 minutes for the thieves to break in, smash 2 display cases, grab a number of crossbows, even more handguns, and then get out of the store.
No, it's somebody who knew what they were looking for, knew what they wanted, went and grabbed it, and we're gone.
Valley police are not releasing the exact number of stolen weapons for investigative reasons, but they do say a good number of weapons are now in the wrong hands and they want to recover them before someone gets hurt. So if you do have any information that may help police locate one of these 2 or both of these suspects that you see in this exclusive surveillance video, you're asked to please give Valley Police a call. Of course, you do not have to give your name. You may remain anonymous. Of course, we're going to have much more on this story for you tonight at 6, but for now, reporting live from your East Alabama newsroom, I'm News 3's Elizabeth White.
All right, thank you so much, Liz. Well, happening now, day 2 of the hands-free driving law in Georgia is coming to a close. Today, the law appears to be getting some mixed reaction. Today's reviews are coming from drivers on Macon Road in Columbus, and that's where we find News 3's Ashley Garrett live. Ashley.
Teresa, some drivers tell me they were so nervous this morning when they were headed to work. They say they were worried what they would do if their bosses were to call when they were behind the wheel. Meantime, other drivers tell me they have been preparing for this new law, so they didn't have too many adjustments to make. We have some video to show you now. If you happen to get pulled over for violating the law, there are penalties in place. The first penalty is $50 and 1 point on your driving record. The second violation is $100 and 2 points. The third is $150 and 3 points on your license. And penalties can be steeper if you cause an accident while using your phone. And we can come back live now. Coming up on Evening Edition, we'll be checking in with the Columbus Police Department to learn how many tickets have been issued as it relates to this law having started just yesterday. For now, though, I'll send things back to you in the studio live in Columbus. And on your side, I'm Ashley Garrett for WRBL News 3.
All right, thank you so much, Ashley. Well, making news this afternoon, a Lee County man died this weekend on Lake Harding. It happened near County Road 785. According to Lee County Coroner Bill Harris, on Saturday, officials found 57-year-old Mark Sinks' body about an hour after his wife called authorities for help. Sinks was located just a few feet from the shore. Authorities say his wife called 911 when after her husband went for a swim in the lake after cutting grass and didn't come back. Lee County Sheriff Jay Jones says the investigation is still ongoing, but at this time, it does not appear that criminal activity is a factor. Sinks' body has been taken to the Alabama Department of Forensic Sciences for examination. A beloved member of the Alabama community has lost his life. 57-year-old Mitch Sneed of Alexander City died Sunday night after succumbing to injuries from a car accident Saturday morning. Sneed once worked at Opelika Auburn News, which was at the time owned by WRBL's parent company. Sneed, who served as the editor of the Alexander City Outlook, was critically injured in a two-vehicle accident at the intersection of Highway 280 and Cherokee Road in Alexander City. Following the accident, Sneed was airlifted to UAB Hospital in Birmingham for treatment. Sneed passed away at about 8:33 on Sunday night. Well, the Columbus Government Center experienced more flooding this weekend. Officials say on Saturday, floors 2, 3, and 4 were flooded due to an attempt to tighten a leaking connection. ServPro and city workers immediately began working to fix the problem in order to have the government center ready for operation for everyone today. Well, since these floors hold sensitive documents, no one was allowed on these floors without a deputy sheriff being present. On the crime watch, the Troup County Sheriff's Office has arrested 2 men in connection with an alleged home invasion. Authorities say it happened yesterday at a home on Young Mill Road. Investigators were called to the scene by a homeowner who said he confronted a man who entered the home uninvited. Deputies arrested 37-year-old Leslie Smith and 28-year-old Cody Lane Pruitt. Smith is charged with 1 count of felony burglary. Pruitt is charged with a misdemeanor possession of marijuana. A shooting investigation is underway in LaGrange. The incident happened early Sunday morning. Police say the incident happened in the 400 block of South Lee Street. They say Corshad James was shot in the leg around 4 Sunday morning. Police say the shooting happened when James tried to confront a gunman who was firing shots in the area. James claims the gunman may have been drunk and upset because he couldn't find his keys. Officials say the search is on for the gunman, and anyone with information is urged to contact police. And other news tonight, News 3's your local election headquarters in Georgia. Voters are heading to the polls today to cast their ballots in key races ahead of the July 24th runoff. Early voting is currently underway here in Columbus at the City Services Center, and that's where we find News 3's Darian Aaron with more details. Darian.
Good afternoon, Teresa. I'm inside of the City Services Center where early voting began at 8:30 this morning, right inside here, and wrapped up just a little while ago. Now, I spoke with several poll workers who told me that early voting has gotten off to a bit of a slow start, with 53 ballots cast for Republicans and 31 ballots cast for Democrats, along with 5 nonpartisan ballots cast. That was as of 4 o'clock this afternoon. Now, as we go to video, it's very important for voters to know that the runoff election is a continuation of the May primary. So if you voted Republican in the primary, you must vote the same in the runoff election, and the same goes for Democratic voters. If you voted nonpartisan, you can vote for either party. The polls will be open here at the City Services Center from 8:30 a.m. until 4 p.m. over the next 3 weeks. Live on your side in Columbus, Darian Aaron, WRBL News 3.
All right, thank you so much, Darian, for that live report. We want to remind you about the upcoming Republican gubernatorial debate you'll see only on News 3. My co-anchor Phil Scoggins will be moderating as Lieutenant Governor Casey Cagle and Secretary of State Brian Kemp meet up this Thursday, July 5th at 7 p.m. at University Hall at CSU. Well, across Alabama today, authorities say an escaped Alabama prisoner has been captured in West Virginia. A statement from the Alabama Department of Corrections says 32-year-old Justin Miles Shepard was arrested Sunday night by state police in Princeton, West Virginia. A news release says Shepard surrendered without a struggle, but it doesn't give further details on the arrest. Shepard escaped on Saturday. And making news across America, authorities say they have charged an Ohio man who planned a terror attack on Cleveland. According to investigators, Demetrius Nathaniel Pitts was arrested after telling an undercover agent about his plans. He wanted to work with Al-Qaeda to pack a van with explosives and attack the city's 4th of July parade. Pitt's statements on social media prompted a month-long investigation.
He talked about taking targets like St. John's Cathedral off the map, and just yesterday he discussed giving remote control cars packed with explosives and shrapnel to the children of our military uniform members. When asked about the carnage at this
Pitts is a United States citizen. It's not clear if he had access to explosives or if he has a history of using them. In a statement, Cleveland's mayor praised law enforcement for the arrest. He said, in part, these law enforcement partners continue to secure us against those who seek to disrupt our way of life through violence and the threat of terrorist acts. Making news in politics, the Trump administration is working on a bill that would grant the president powers to boost tariffs without congressional consent. And that's according to a White House official. President Trump himself requested this bill. The proposed bill will also reportedly state that the U.S. will stop abiding by some key standards put into place by the World Trade Organization. The same White House official stressed this proposed legislation is simply, quote, the beginning of a conversation over trade rather than a signal that the U.S. is abandoning its role within the WTO. A bill like this would likely face a challenge in Congress. Well, just ahead on News 3 First Edition, prayers answered for families in Thailand. A soccer team missing for more than a week has been located alive. And the IRS making it simpler to file your taxes. That and more just after the break. As always, the best way to stay connected with us here at WRBL is to like and follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram with the latest breaking news, sport, and weather. Right, Bob?
That's right, Teresa. In fact, we just got done doing that just a moment ago, and we're looking at some clouds looking a little bit more ominous off towards the west from Jordan Hare Stadium. I'll explain what that means. See, the pattern's taking a shift. Coming up on your Tuesday, we're going to have more sun and less chances of rain. That's straight ahead in the First Alert forecast.
Now, News 3 brings you your First Alert forecast.
90 degrees was our high so far today and 74 this morning for a low. Kicking off July with 0.13 of an inch of rainfall, and we're getting back into this pattern. But notice it's not as widespread or as vigorous as it was yesterday because we're on the back edge of this area of low pressure now. The subtropical low, in quotes. It's the circulation that's pulling in or lifting the moisture in from the Gulf of Mexico with some thunderstorm activity northeast of Pike County. Coming into Bullitt County now, this would be just outside of Union Springs in Alabama and eventually working towards Tuskegee. So you guys may see some thunderstorms to your south. A little bit more activity in Sumter County and coming over here in Webster counties. So we'll watch that in west into America, seeing some shower activity. And then some of this may still kind of get close to areas around Phoenix City and Columbus before the night ends. And we're seeing some areas around the region, not here locally, which we're seeing some brief flash flooding potential in some low-lying areas because we're seeing persistent shower activity there. But notice how numerous it is across central Alabama, and that is because of area low pressure as it travels westward. So we're on that far east side of this, and that's why we're not seeing as many storms. So a simulated model showing us just that, what happens for us tonight. The sun kind of sets. They're not as numerous, and obviously we're going to see a little bit of a break coming up here on your Tuesday. This is Tuesday morning with some low to mid-70s when you get south of Columbus. Still very humid out there. It will be about 80 degrees here as we get into late morning on your Tuesday, mid to late morning, almost 80. And where's the rain? Not too much of it, do you? So we're only going to say a sporadic, maybe pop-up shower. That means hardly anybody's going to see rain tomorrow in the region. And we're going to get a little break for one day. Well, how long does that last? Well, we'll get you through the midweek, maybe just a straight pop-up shower. You start getting into some of that moisture off from the east, and we'll be tracking that. But again, I really think these next few days are going to be not as much of rainfall. Of course, we get into the 4th of July here on Wednesday afternoon. If it can hold off that way during the day, it looks good. But late in the day, we will watch maybe some of this energy coming in from the east. So that's why we're going to probably say isolated. But again, not a washout. And that's some good news as you look around. Okay, we're supposed to go to Phoenix City Amphitheater camera, but right now we're looking at Jordan Hare Stadium again, but not much going on. Again, you see those clouds looking okay. And we're looking at that heat out there now from Thomaston, where it is drier, where it's drier in Macon, where we see more sun and clouds, and the humidity is just a little bit farther off towards the west. So here's another view when you take off that radar data that's over 5 minutes. We go to live radar, and you could see pretty much where the energy is across east central Alabama right now. Okay, so we need a break from the rain. I'm enjoying it already just talking about it, but the heat will be back temporarily. And if we have to back off for rain chances, we will. And we have compared to the last few days. 74, warm and humid in the overnight. As we get into your Tuesday forecast in, more sun, stray showers here and there. And you just got to have that. 92, it's just the way the summer pattern would be. But hey, go out and plan. If you get any outdoor work that's got to be done tomorrow, at least it's more in your favor. And the same thing for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, more isolated right now. We're watching the weekend, Teresa, for maybe a few scattered showers and storms as we suspect now a front entering the region. It'd just be a weekend spoiler, wouldn't it? But it wouldn't, you know how it goes. You just got to kind of work in and out of it, so.
And you'll keep an eye on it for us.
You know we will. That eye is glued right on there. We got a lot of folks enjoying this fourth week.
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right,
okay.
Thank you so much, Bob. We're making news around the world. The Thai soccer team and coach who got trapped in an underground cave system 9 days ago have been found alive. A provincial governor told reporters all 12 boys and their 25-year-old coach were found safe late Monday. The boys range in age from 11 to 16 years old. They were found less than a mile away from a flooded Pattaya beach. The governor says crews plan to drain all of the water from the cave. They will then remove the 13 who are trapped. They expect to work through the night. In the meantime, a nurse and doctor intend to enter the cave to check the team's health and movement and to deliver much-needed food to the team. In this afternoon's Consumer Watch, next year, Americans will be able to file their individual tax returns on what the government is calling a postcard-sized form. Instead of filing 2 pages, the page is cut in half, double-sided, and has 23 lines, down from 79. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin says the new look delivers on the promise to simplify the tax filing process. It will replace the old 1040 as well as the 1040A and 1040EZ. The IRS says it will seek feedback and then finalize the new version of the 1040 over the summer. Well, for those of you who still like to buy CDs, you may be out of luck this summer, at least if you shop at Best Buy. Sunday marked the final day the company sold compact discs nationwide. That's according to a February report from Billboard. The decision could be due to a fall in sales. As USA Today reports, entertainment sales, including gaming, music, and movies, dropped almost 14% during the retailer's 2017 fiscal year. Though it's reportedly pulling out of CD sales, Best Buy will continue to carry vinyl for the next 2 years. When we return on First Edition, there may be new hope for patients with early-stage Parkinson's disease. Stay with us. News 3 will be right back. A new study at Vanderbilt University shows promise for Parkinson's patients in the early stages of the disease. Researchers say deep brain stimulation treatments slowed the progression of tremors. Doctors say a large-scale clinical trial is needed. And doctors in Denmark, tracking thousands of young cancer survivors, found many at a higher risk of endocrine problems. Researchers say patients diagnosed with their first cancers between 15 and 39 were more prone to thyroid disease, testicular dysfunction, and diabetes. We're going to have a final look at the forecast when we come back. But first, here's a look at what's coming up tonight on WRBL. Finally, on First Edition, this is a stunning first-of-its-kind photo of the birth of a new planet. Take a look at that. Well, this newborn planet is taking shape in our galaxy, and it's growing fast. Researchers suggest the celestial object is 2 to 3 times larger than Jupiter. And get this, it's much hotter than any planet in our solar system. This gas planet has the highest temperature record on any planet at 1,832 degrees Fahrenheit.
Give or take a degree or two. You know,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It looks like a sonogram of a brand new baby, doesn't it? It's a hot baby in there.
It does.
That's what it looks like. It's interesting, isn't it? Science.
It's amazing what you can see in certain shapes.
Yeah, exactly. See, that's what I saw.
What does that say about you?
It might be. Yeah. It's like when you look at a cloud and you see out there and you see different shapes of it. It's fascinating. 4th of July is what we're focused on, which is fascinating. So many of you folks, if you have off now, good for you, and enjoy the nation's birthday coming up Wednesday. So speaking of which, just to give you a little preview. This is what we're thinking. Fireworks time during the day, there could just be a straight pop-up shower storm. But again, we're going to go about 90, very typical, but it's not the end of the world. I don't think it's going to be a washout at all. So that's the good news. We don't have anything very organized weather-wise like what we had last week. So really, I think we're going to be fine for 4th of July.
All right. Yep. Thank you so much, Bob. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you back here at the top of the hour.